what actually is the Metaverse?
Metaverse.
The
The Metaverse.
The Metaverse.
They're in the Metaverse.
The Metaverse. Is the Metaverse a place to meet with friends? A gaming platform for kids? Or maybe a place to sell a $300 million piece of line art?
That's amazing.
Or is it just one big land grab?
This land is mine!
The Metaverse is all of them. It's an online virtual world that uses next-gen tech like augmented and virtual reality and technology we use every day that allows us to interact with other users virtually and deepen our human connections with endless spaces to work, play, and stay. And the Metaverse will evolve how we buy and sell.
Cha-cha-ching!
The things we own and trade.
Cha-ching! Cha-ching!
By creating the next generation of products and services. Transforming how we experience the world.
Wow.
And connecting us all. Your next holiday party might be in the Metaverse. Or your next business meeting. Maybe it's where you'll unveil your next big idea.
That was
Awesome!
The Metaverse means different things to different people. But no matter what it means to you, the Metaverse is changing everything.
Perfect. So let's kind of set the groundwork here. So over the last 28 years, 30 years, we've gone through the evolution of Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. There's a lot of icons, a lot of logos up there, a lot of text, but what does it all mean? Back in 1995, the evolution or revolution of the internet came to play. And some of the big companies that we still use today saw something that I think is very important for all of you in the room today. So Jeff Bezos saw something back in 1995 with the internet, but everyone else saw something that was slow, static, didn't have the amount of users that everyone wanted. But what Jeff Bezos saw was an opportunity to get on board in a digital experience and using the limitations that that technology had, which was selling books online, which was using 46K bit images of those books to enter that space to test and learn. And that is huge. Advanced now, about 10 years later, we've got technology advancing, data advancing, talent advancing, people's adoption advancing, and then Web 2.0 came in. And really that was the creation of the platform economy. And that simply meant, I'll say that twice, that people were able to solve one massive problem. Number one was single sign-on, which was how many username and passwords did you have to remember back in 2005. So single sign-on came on, and it changed that whole era, and it made it so easy to log in and remember passwords. The second thing was the creation of the platform economy, which simply meant a company like Facebook said, I will provide the platform, and I will merge buyers and sellers. And I will provide that platform for free. So we all know that if you're consuming content for free, we are the product. So they knew how to monetize that data. Let's advance into Web 3 and where we are today. Now, Web 3 is not going to change the world overnight. It's going to take 10, 15 years to get there. But there's a few things that I think is important for you to all take away before we kind of continue on. Number one, and I hope they're not in the room today, when you think of products like Adobe, Salesforce, Microsoft, AWS, and all the stuff that they offer today as products and services, can we really tell what's different about them? These are the leaders in the cloud space technologies, and there's such a saturation in their innovation of products that they end up acquiring a bunch of companies offering a lot of the same products and services. That's number one, where you've hit that kind of peak in terms of market differentiation and innovation. Welcome, Web 3. Number two is Gen Z. Gen Z now is a full generation away from 1995, a full generation away from Apple, Microsoft, Google, all of these different companies. And like you saw on the stage earlier with the gentleman that was sitting on the left-hand side, I can't remember his name, G-Money. But the key takeaway there is they want to create a generation of technologies and capabilities that's their own. And I think that is a big key takeaway here. So what does Web3 solve? It solves a few things. Number one, it drives innovation, it drives ownership, it drives disruption, which are really the three big underpins. But what's the value for everyone in this room? It allows for the application of AR and VR. So what's the biggest limitation of our generation today, believe it or not, is our cell phone, right? Everyone is on their cell phone, but we're missing out on the rest of our senses, which Web3 starts to play. Number 2 is interoperability, that next level of experience. Imagine playing a game. I've done a bunch of stuff in that game. I want to take my profile and I want to load into a different game. Or probably looking in the room, I see a lot of females in this room, which means if you're, well, that's actually men or women, I've got a social presence and you've gone into like Instagram, you've done a bunch of stuff. Why not be able to take my profile, go into another social platform and load that profile in without having to start again from the beginning, right? So it allows you to really develop that social presence online.